So, wakey, wakey, Lynn. Child's pose. So, coming into wide-legged child's pose with the toes together, knees to the edges of the mat, and just rest the head towards the ground. So, forehead to the mat, and just rest here for a second. And every time you exhale, feel the body just sinking down towards your heels. If this is uncomfortable and you can't quite get the two to meet, so your hips to the heels and the head to the floor, you could always make fists and rest your head on your hands, if that feels more comfortable. So we just hold it here for a couple of breaths. Every exhale, feeling the body releasing down towards the ground. Oh, I know who we're missing. Was oh gosh, who was that? It'll come to me in a minute. And one more breath. And then we'll just bring ourselves up to a kneeling position. So we're just going to take a few little flowing movements. So this is quite a nice little sequence. I used to do this every morning, actually. It's just quite a nice little sort of flow to wake yourself up. But we'll just do it now just to wake up. So you're lifting, lengthen along the front of the body. As you're coming up to a kneeling position, and then you sit down towards your heels. Slide the hands forward. Take your forehead onto the ground, and we'll do this a few times. So as you come up, we're coming up through all fours and we're lowering down into our Cobra position. We're not going to hold it, we're just flowing on the breath. So coming forward into a Cobra. So tummy on the ground, chest lifted, elbows tucked in. And then you ease yourself back, turn the toes under and sit back towards the heels. So we'll do this a few times. So lifting up. Exhale, sit down towards the heels. Slide the hands forwards, forehead on the ground. And then rolling yourself up, head is tucked under, back to the feet come down towards the ground, lowering onto your tummy, coming into Cobra. And then you exhale, ease yourself back, turn the toes under, sit back towards the heels, and again coming up. So again, it can become quite meditative actually. You can do this sort of a few times and just sort of get into the flow of it. So take the forehead to the ground, rolling up, head is tucked under, back to the feet come down towards the ground, lowering onto your tummy. And as we come back this time, we're coming to downward facing dog. So as you come back, turn the toes under, lift the hips to downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Oh, yeah, I knew there was Sonia, that was it. Sit back towards the heels. Sorry, there's someone just arrived. Sit back towards the heels and we'll come up again. So lifting up. Hi, Sonia. I knew there was someone missing. Sit back towards your heels. So we're just doing a little warm-up flow. Slide the hands forwards, take the forehead to the mat. So as you're rolling up, the head is tucked under. Back to the feet come down towards the ground, lowering onto your tummy, coming into a little baby Cobra. And then again, bring yourself back, toes are turned under, lift the hips to a downward facing dog. And we'll do one more. So you drop the knees, come back to a kneeling position, lifting yourself up. Sit back towards the heels. Slide the hands forwards. And we're rolling onto our tummy. And we're coming to Cobra. We'll keep it in Cobra for a second. So just lowering down onto your tummy. Keep the elbows tucked in. We'll just take a little twist. So just twisting a little way to your right. And coming down and twisting to your left. So again, twisting to the right, pushing down through the backs of the feet, twist. And coming back down and twisting to the left. And again, you release down, twisting right. and coming down and twisting left. Come back to center, push into the hands, ease yourself back, turn the toes under, come up one more time, take the arms out to the side, lift your chest, and then sit down towards the heels, cross the ankles, and see if you can just hop yourself down, oops, over your heels. Sitting on your bottom. There we are, a little warm up. So from there, we're just going to come. I don't know if you got my email. If you've got a little strap or a yoga strap or a scarf or something, that would be useful. If you haven't, that's it. Good. So lying on your back. If you haven't got one, you can go grab something. We'll use it in a minute. So just come to lie on your back for a second. Hug your knees towards your chest and lift your head towards your knees. So you're rolling into a little ball. And then you let the feet draw away from you, the knees draw away from you. You can tap the toes towards the ground, the lower back lift a little. And then as you exhale, draw the knees back towards you and lift your head towards your knees. Rounding. Again, to the toes come down, the lower back lifts. And as you exhale, draw the knees towards you, lift the head towards your knees. And one more time, the toes tip down onto the ground, the arms will straighten, the lower back lifts, and then you hug your knees towards your chest. And as you release, we'll take a twist, take the arms straight out to the sides, relax the arms. It's easy, so I've got stuff everywhere. And then let your knees drop over to the right. Keep the shoulders down as you twist your left. And as you come up, you take the knees over to the left as you look to your right. So knees go right as you look to the left. And knees go to the left as you look to your right. And two more, so just twisting, turning the head. Knees go right as you look to the left. And last time, knees go to the left as you look to your right. And you come back to center, take the feet to the ground, take the arms to the side as you slide the legs along the mat. And we'll just take the left arm overhead, reaching through your fingers as you push out through your right heel. So you're stretching from one side of the body to the other. So left arm is on the ground, reaching through the fingers, push out through the heel. Bring the arm back down to your side and swap sides. You're taking the right arm overhead, back of the hand on the floor, pushing out through your left heel, reaching through your fingertips. And then bring the right arm down. Then we can take both arms overhead, pushing out through the heels, pointing the, reaching through the fingers. Find as much length as you can through the whole body. And then release. Bring the arms down. Bend your right knee, hug the knee towards your chest. And if you've got your strap to hand or your scarf, whatever you're using, hook the scarf or the strap around the ball of your foot. And then you're holding the strap with your right hand. So we just start, there's no force, you're not yanking on the strap, you're just holding the strap lightly. You're pushing out through your left heel. So the right leg is extended. So remember, in winter, we're working with the bladder meridian, which runs through the back of the leg, the kidney meridian, which runs through the inside of the leg and meanders up towards your collarbones. So we just hold it here for a second. So we're letting the back of the body release onto the ground, you're relaxing the shoulders. And then see if you can just ease that right leg towards you, but no force, just draw the leg towards you a little. And then inhale, release. So as you exhale, draw the leg towards you a little bit. So just notice the sensation through the back of the right leg. And inhale, release. And last time, draw the leg towards you, then hold it here. And see where you can feel anything. So maybe it's the back of the thigh, maybe it's the back of the calf muscle. Try and keep the arm relaxed, you're not yanking on the strap. So the The shoulder feels relaxed. And then if you take the strap in your left hand, take the right arm out to the side and take your right leg towards the left side. Try and keep the shoulders down so it might not come very far, and then turn the head to look towards your right hand. And as you come up, tummy button to spine, swap hands again with the strap. So the strap is in your right hand again. You take your left hand onto your left hip. Keep the left hip down as you take the leg out to your right. And you turn your head to the left. I've got much room here, so you might get your leg a bit lower than this. I've got a wall in the way. So you're just turning your head to the left, the leg to the right. And then you come back to the middle, bend the knee, hug the knee towards your chest. And then swap sides. You're taking the right leg along the mat, you're bending your left knee towards your chest. And then you're bringing the strap to the ball of the foot. So you're holding the strap in your left hand, you're pushing out through your right heel. So just hold it here for a second and see how that feels. So the strap is around the ball of the foot. You're pushing out through the heel. And even just by pushing out through the heel, you'll feel probably more engagement through the back of that left leg. And then as you exhale, try and ease the leg a little closer towards you. So it probably won't need to come very far. So you inhale, release a little bit. And exhale, draw the leg towards you. And again, inhale, release. And exhale, draw the leg towards you and then hold. And if you take the strap in your right hand, take the left arm out to the side, take the leg over to your right as you look to your left. So keep the left shoulder relaxed, gaze into the left. And you start to bring the leg back to vertical, swap hands with the strap, take the right hand onto your hip, right hip, let the leg come over to your left, keep the right hip down, so you could almost use your left elbow perhaps as a little rest, and you just, if you pull up on that strap, you'll notice the sensation increases maybe through the inside of that left leg, and you could turn your head to the right. Good, the dogs have appeared, and you come back to center, bend the knee, hug the knee back towards your chest, and then let go of your strap. So we can draw the knees a little closer towards you again. So you're holding around your knees, and then we'll take the knees out to the side. So you're circling the legs out to the side and back together again. So individually, the knees come out and back to the middle and out and to the middle. And one more time, take the knees out and to the middle, change the direction. So you're going around. Oh, there's some mad dog behavior going on. Out and to the middle, and again, out and to the middle. And then if you just take the soles of your feet together on the ground, let the knees drop down evenly towards the floor, take the arms overhead, goalpost the arms, and just rest here for a second. So you're feeling the opening through the inner seam of your legs. So you're pressing the soles of the feet together, spreading your toes. Now the opening along the front of the body as the back of the body just releases onto the ground. And you just rest here for a second. And you notice your breath. And try and slow the exhalation. So perhaps if you're inhaling for a count of 4, maybe you could try exhaling for a count of 6. you squeeze the knees together, take the feet back to hip distance apart, take the arms to your side, tuck your chin in. And we'll take flowing bridge. So we're synchronizing the arm lift to the body lift. So as you push into the feet, you're lifting the hips, the tummy and the chest. At the same time, the arms are lifting, the backs of the hands are coming to the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, you're coming down. So you're bringing arms and upper back and middle back and lower back. So again, you're pushing into the feet, lifting up, arms. And then you're coming down again. So arms and upper back and middle back and lower back. And one more time. So lifting up, and when you get to the top, we'll hold. So check the knees aren't flying out to the side, bend the elbows, hold it here for a second. If you try and ease the knees away from you a little bit, so keep the body lifted, ease the knees away, find length along the front of the body. And then you come down. So you bring the arms and the upper back and the middle back and your lower back. And then you hug your knees back towards your chest. And we'll just come into happy baby pose before we come up. So you're bending the knees, the feet are above your knees, the shins are perpendicular to the ground. You're either holding onto the soles of the feet or the leg or the ankles. You're letting the knees drop down towards your armpits as you exhale. And as you inhale, you're pushing the feet a little way away from you. So you're exhaling, knees coming towards your armpits. Let the back of the body drop onto the ground. Inhale, push the feet away. And again, exhale, knees come to armpits. And inhale, you push. And exhale, you come back. And then hold it here. So feel the back of the body on the ground. Try and drop the tailbone towards the ground. Then you could rock a little bit from side to side. And then as you stop, cross the ankles, rock yourself up to a seated position, and we'll come to Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. So the feet are as close to the body or as far away as you would like. You can take the thumbs to the balls of the foot. So this is the start of the kidney meridian, where the ball of the foot meets the instep, your bubbling spring point. So as you sit up tall, find length along your spine, check that your knees are even. And then you can, as you exhale, just let the feet kind of open out towards the ceiling and the knees drop down evenly towards the floor. So you inhale as you lift. So I've been talking about ahimsa this week in this meditation course I'm doing. So ahimsa is this idea of non-harm, non-violence, whether it be in thought or in action or in deed. And you can think about it even in your yoga practice. So are you being kind to yourself? Are you doing something that's perhaps not right for your body today? So if this doesn't feel comfortable, your knees might want to stay here, or they might want to come all the way down towards the ground. So you inhale as you lift, and exhaling as you release. Let the knees come down, then hold it here. And then as you take the feet forwards, take the hands behind the back, fingers are pointing forwards. So you've got the hands on the floor, and we'll just take a little twist. So the knees go to your left as you look to the right, and then you go the other way. So you're twisting. And again you twist. It's a very interesting concept, this idea of ahimsa, though. It's the first of this thing called the yamas, which are these kind of ethical guidelines in yoga. And you could look at it in so many different ways. It basically means without injury. So you're twisting, knees go one way, you look the other. So it could be looking at the food we eat, the consumption we make. Are we hurting the planet? And again you twist. And then you come back to center, slide your right leg forward, pick your left leg up and rock the baby. So just getting a little bit of movement in that left hip. So the foot can come into your right elbow or can be just resting on your wrists. Just let we all have a little voice in our head, which can sometimes be a little negative. And it's catching that little voice. As we often speak to ourselves, not probably as we would speak to a friend. And then you can just rest that foot on your inner thigh. Let the knee drop down towards the ground. So see how it feels. Let the knee just release away from you. You can draw the toes back towards you. So this is an example of where sometimes we might try and push ourselves into a shape that our body doesn't really want to push into. So be mindful of your back. So you can find length along your spine, lift the arms, wriggling length along the sides of the body, tummy button to spine, and then just hinging forward and just take it slowly. So you can always start with a little bend in the knee. You can just hinge, lift out of the hips, let the body release forwards. And then do it in stages. So every time you inhale, find a little more length along the spine. And as you exhale, you can rest the hand mic down towards the floor maybe. Just bring the hands onto the floor and just let the body just soften into the shape. So as you inhale, you find a little bit more length, and as you exhale, you release. You might want to keep a bend in the knee. You might want to experiment with pushing out through the heel and straightening your leg to see how it feels. And then as you come up, you can walk the hands back towards you, and we'll take the little twist, sliding the left foot underneath your right leg and sweeping your right foot over your left knee. So if this isn't comfortable, the other option is to have your left leg straight. So you've got your right foot over your knee, you've got your left arm around your thigh, and you've got the back of the hand to the small of the back. And then use the hand almost to sort of smooth along your spine, finding length, pushing down through the sole of your right foot, through the edge of the left foot, drawing up through the spine to the crown of the head, and then you start to twist, and then you turn your head. So you find length, you twist. So yeah, Lynn, so if you'd like to just have your left leg straight, maybe, that's more comfortable. You could just have your foot over your leg like that. You have left leg straight and then your right foot over your left knee. That might be more comfortable. And the twist is the same. So you're just twisting, easing your right shoulder back. And then you could keep the twist in the body and just turn the head to look to your left. Whatever shape your legs are in, you can pick your right leg up, either holding it with the edge of the foot, supporting it under the calf muscle, so whatever position your legs are in, and then you're pushing out through the right heel, and you're looking at your right thumb. And you're lengthening along the spine. So the chest is open, so try and draw the shoulders back, chest is open. And then you release. The foot comes down, the soles of the feet come together, but there's a nice gap between the torso and the feet. And then you can just let the body slide the hands down the legs, coming down to your feet as you rest your head towards your feet and the body just between your legs. As you start to come up, tummy button to spine, you can slide the left leg forwards. So my leg's out at a slight angle. You can pick the right leg up and then do a little bit of rock the baby on this side. So you can bring the foot into your elbow, or you can just have it to your wrist. So just listening with what's going on in your body today. And then that foot can just rest on your inner thigh. So see where this knee comes to. So it might come down to the ground, it might be up here, doesn't matter. So you're finding length through the spine. You're taking the arms up, tummy button to spine, and then you're hinging forwards. So you're lifting And then you can just release the hands wherever they want to come to, maybe on the floor, maybe you're holding the sole of your left foot. You can have a little bend in the knee, tummy button to spine, lengthening on the inhale and then releasing towards the leg on the exhale. So relax the jaw. So when we're doing something we're finding a bit tricky, we tend to sort of hold our breath and tense our jaw and all sorts. So just keep noticing the breath. And as you start to walk your hand back towards you, pulling up on the pelvic floor, tummy button to spine, we'll take the twist to the other side. So if you had a straight leg on the other side, you might want to do it on this side too. So I've got my left foot over the right knee. The other option is to have that right leg straight. So the arm will come around your right arm around your thigh. So do the same as you did on the other side, Lynn. That's it. So you've got the right arm around your thigh. You've got the back of the hand to the small of the back. You're stroking, so smoothing the left hand down your spine, creating length along the spine, and then ease your shoulder back as you twist. You're hugging that left thigh towards you. So you might even notice the movement of the tummy against your thigh as you breathe. Maybe noticing the movement into the back of the hand. And then if you keep the twist, just turn the head to look to your right. And come back to the middle. You can straighten your left leg, catch the foot or the leg, wherever works for you. Push out through the heel, take the left arm out and gaze at your thumb. So easing the shoulders back a little, chest is open. And come back to the middle, extend the legs out to the side. So I'm doing this week. I really don't like this pose. Some of you might really enjoy it. So this is not my favorite. So you can just get your sit bones out of the way. So your bottom out of the way. So you're sitting on your sit bones and try and have a straight spine. And then from here, what you could do is you could lift up, wriggling length, and then you're bringing the body forwards as far as now, some of you might be in the position of bringing your body flat to the ground. Others of you, like me, might find this quite tricky. So I find this a really hard pose. So you're lengthening and then you're lifting, you're keeping the knees are pointing straight up. So you could try it with bent knees. So just see if that feels a lot more comfortable for you. So just see if you can think about bringing the body forwards. Smile, Emily. And then release down towards the ground. Every time you inhale, you find length, and as you exhale, you release. And then you can come up. Cross the ankles. I'm sorry, that is really not hugely pleasant, is it, for most of us, I don't think. So anyway, if you just let your ear come to your shoulder, relax the shoulders. And take the ear to the other shoulder. Take the head back to center, drop your chin to your chest. Lift your shoulders and lift your chin. And then as you release, just drop yourself forward and we'll come into child's pose at the moment. So take the knees wide as we started. So your knees are quite wide, your toes are touching. You're sitting back towards the heels. If your head isn't coming comfortably to the floor, you can make fists and just rest your head on your hands, letting the hips sink down towards the heels. Or you can just have the forehead on the ground. And then we can take ourselves up and we'll come to gate pose. So we've been working with this for a few weeks. It's a great pose for this. Sorry, my mat's flying all over the place. For this energy line for the kidneys that runs up through the inside of the leg. So you're taking the right leg out to the side. You're drawing up through this left thigh. Make sure your knees comfortable. The back of the hand is to the small of the back. You're easing the right shoulder back a little. You're taking your left arm up. So reaching up towards the sky, press down through the edge of your right foot as you reach over, and close the eyes. Every time you exhale, just let the body drop over to your right. There's no bouncing, you're just letting the body just release on the exhale, just softening a little further towards the right side. And as you start to come up, we just take the left fingertips to the ground. You can keep the toes on the ground, the right arm to the sky, or you can lift the leg and push out through the heel. And then the knee bends. You come back and we swap sides. So gate pose on the other side. So you've got your left leg out to the side, pushing down through the edge of the foot, the back of the left hand to the small of the back, the right arm comes up. You've frozen underneath, reaching through your fingers. Hope it's not me that's frozen. And then coming over to your right, left even. Close the eyes. Ease the right shoulder back a little. And you can't take the fingers to the ground, take the right leg, left leg up and push up through your left fingers. And as you come down, I'm just going to turn that Wi-Fi off on my, because the broadband is so bad here, apparently it makes a difference if according to the children, if I turn my Wi-Fi off. So anyway, I'll do what they say. So coming up to a kneeling position.
You're frozen.
Yeah, you've frozen, Angela.
Lost it.
Hello, shall I text her?
You can chat, maybe message her, see if we.
See if I can message, because she's not, when I go to gallery view, she's not on it at all.
She's dropped out. She's dropped out. She'll have to rejoin.
Hang on, let me,
Yeah, I think when she turned off her Wi-Fi, she chucked herself out the meeting.
I think when you turned off Wi-Fi.
Turn yourself off.
Okay. We're all chatting but can't see you. Let's see whether she reads that.
The inmates are taking control of the zoo.
Which stretch do you recommend, Lynn?
Oh, do you know what? I'm all for child's pose and just staying there for the rest of the
Sing us the song, play us something on the guitar.
Yeah, come on, play on the guitar.
Come on, yeah, give us a song. Oh, that's a nice view, Mary Jane, you've got up the back there. That looks lovely.
Yeah, the sun's coming through. That's all the rhododendrons we've been bashing while we're locked down.
Looks gorgeous, though.
Yeah, the sun's really coming through now.
Yeah, it's really beautiful to see a blue sky.
Yeah, it's gorgeous this morning.
Yeah.
Out with the dogs.
Crunchy, but gorgeous.
Yeah.
That sounds like a breakfast cereal. I've texted her, but I don't know whether she's
No,
not online.
Angela Thompson is the host now.
I'm back now.
Oh,
My-
Oh,
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Turning off the Wi-Fi was not the best thing to do.
Well, no, it's not my. No, I turned it off my iPad because I just thought it's taking broad width. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
I took it off my. Anyway, because you're on a laptop. Anyway, I've told them all to get off. Anyway, come back to where we were. Hands
Where
to
were
the
we?
back of the body. Here. You were here.
we've been holding that pose for the last 5 minutes.
That's good. Right, let me mute
Are you
you
going to
again.
mute us all again? Yeah.
You have to mute us all, otherwise it'd be a mutiny.
Right. BT came down this week and said there's nothing wrong with our line either, which is just driving me mad. Anyway, taking the hands to the back of the body, ease your hips forwards. And you sit back down towards your heels. You slide the hands forwards, forehead on the mat. And then we're rolling through into Cobra. So as you come up, the backs of the feet come down, lowering onto your tummy. And then you ease yourself back to downward facing dog. So you're turning the toes under, lifting your hips. So this might be enough. You can hold it here. The other option is to take your right leg up, bend your right knee and draw your knee to your nose. So you take the leg back, you bend the knee, knee to nose. Again, the leg comes back, bend your knee, and then this time, see if you can step your foot in between your hands. So the right foot between the hands, drop the left knee towards the ground. And then if you need something underneath that left knee, then put it there. So you're coming up to a little lunge. You're softening down through the hips, relaxing the shoulders. The backs of the hands can come to the back of the body again. Ease your elbows back as you lift your chin. As you start to release the fingertips to the either side of your right foot, sit back towards the left leg and straighten your right leg. So you're dropping the body now down towards the right leg, the forehead towards your shin. And then you start to come up. We take this little lizard pose by wriggling the right foot over to the right side of the mat. So you could just stay on your fingertips. You could slide your left leg back a bit further, and then you could just hold it here. That might be enough. The other thing to do is to come onto the palms of your hands, maybe start to bend the elbows. And another thing you could try is coming onto the baby toe edge of that right foot as you bend your elbows. And some of you might even be able to get your forearms with the breath down towards the ground. But again, just remember, be gentle with yourself. This is quite a deep stretch to get into. So holding it here if you can, or just coming a little higher. And then as you come back, you can slide that right leg back, come to all fours. Hands under your shoulders, and we'll take a slightly fluid cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're lifting your head and lifting your bottom. And as you exhale, you're rounding the back and just sitting back a couple of inches towards the heels. And then as you inhale, you're diving the body forwards a little way, the head and the bottom lift. And then as you exhale, you're coming back towards your heels. So not all the way, just so as you inhale, you're flowing forwards, lifting the head, lifting the bottom. And then as you exhale, you're rounding chin to chest. Again, inhale as you come forwards. Exhale, rounding back. And one more time. Inhale, coming forwards. And exhale, coming back. And you come up to a neutral spine, turn your toes under, sit on your heels, wriggle your toes, and come up to a kneeling position. So again, we've got the backs of the hands to the small of the back. Ease your hips forward, squeeze the elbows together. Pull up on the pelvic floor, tummy button to spine. And as you sit back towards the heels, slide your hands forwards, forehead on the ground. And we're rolling through into a cobra. So again, you're coming up, the backs of the feet come down, lowering onto your tummy. Take the backs of the hands to the small of the back again, easing the elbows back, lifting the chest. And if you wanted to, you could also lift the legs. So if you could keep the legs down or lift the legs. So you're pointing your toes, squeezing the elbows back, and then watching the breath. So 3 breaths here. Feeling the movement of your body against the mat and your hands as you inhale. And then you release, you take the hands under your shoulders, push yourself back to downward facing dog. So adjust your hand position if you need to, hands under your shoulders, knees are hip distance apart, lift your hips. You can just walk out the heels, just bend one knee and then the other. And then as you stop, take your left leg up in the air. So the left leg lifts, you bend the knee, so you can hold it here or you can squeeze the knee towards your nose. Then the leg comes back, you bend the knee, knee to nose. And again, the leg lifts, and this time we're stepping the left foot in between your hands. So silently step the foot through, slide your right leg back, and come up to a kneeling position. So you're drawing up through the right thighs, very little weight in that knee. You're taking the backs of the hands to the small of the back again, spreading the fingers, ease the elbows back, softening forwards a little way. You're right then. Ease the elbows back as you lift your chest. And as you start to fold forwards, you're taking the fingers either side of your left foot. You're sitting back towards the right heel as you straighten your left leg. And drop the forehead down towards your left shin. And then as the foot comes forward, hands come either side of your left foot. The left foot comes to the side of your mat. So you could just stay on your fingers, that might be enough. Maybe slide the right leg back a little way if you can. Or you might be able to take the palms down. You might want to think about bending the elbows. And the other option is to tip onto the outside edge of that left foot, if that feels comfortable. So you're relaxing the shoulders, keep noticing the breath. Every time you exhale, just try and soften into the shape a bit more. And then you can bring yourself up. Slide your leg back. Maybe wriggle the hips a little from side to side. And as you turn the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And we'll step forward into a little squat. So the left foot comes outside your left hand, right foot outside the right. So if you can, just sit back towards the heels, take the weight towards the edges of the feet, spread the fingers, lengthen along the spine, tummy button to spine, and then you can just rock a little bit from side to side. So the wider your feet are, the easier it is to get the heels down. And then as you stop and take the fingers down, you can heel toe your feet back together, hold on to the opposite elbow and relax the crown of the head towards the floor. So you're in ragdoll. So holding it there for a second, just change my camera angle. Stay where you are. And then you can come up. Take the arms out to the side, spread your fingers and come back. to your center. So the arms come to your side for a second, spread the toes. So you can lift the toes, press the toes back down towards the ground. If you're not wearing socks, you can see the space between your toes. Press down through the base of the big toe, little toe, edges of the heels. Close the eyes and just let the body just sway a little bit from side to side. And as you stop, come back to center, bend the knees, check the knees point straight ahead. And as you exhale, push into the feet, straighten the legs. So as you inhale, you bend the knees. And as you exhale, you push into the feet, straighten the legs. And again, inhale, you bend, and then exhale, pushing the earth away from you, straighten the legs. And we can just try lifting your right arm and your left knee. And then dropping the foot, swapping sides, you're taking your left arm up, your right knee. Again, so you're just flowing from side to side, right arm, left knee. And other side, right knee, left arm. So 2 more. Release, and you lift. And release, and you lift. Keep the leg lifted. You can take the hands to your hips. You can swing the leg a little from side to side. Change direction. And then as you stop, you can either just take your ankle onto your knee, or you can bring the toes to the floor. So you've got the ankle just above the knee. You're easing the knee down towards the ground. Your hands are coming to your center, and you're bending your left knee. So you're encouraging the right knee away from you. Tummy button to spine. It's called a flying horse. So your left knee is bent. I can't see if your knee's bent on you, I think it is. Easing the knee away, flexing your right foot. Oops. And then as you come up, you can release the foot. And then you can slide that right leg back. Do one more little balance on this side. Take the arms out behind you, pushing out through the heel. And as you bend the front knee, drop the back foot below into warrior one. So warrior one, the front knee is bent, the back leg is straight, the front knee is above the ankle, the backs of the hands are to the small of the back. You're easing the elbows back a little as you lift your chin. Equal weight through the feet. And then you release, you can hop the foot forward and come back to standing position. So you can take the hands on the hips, you can take the left knee up and you can swing the leg. And perhaps go around the other way. And then just see if that ankle will rest above your right knee. So if not, you can keep the toes on the ground. But the ankle just above the knee, the hands can come to your center. You can then start to bend your right knee as you flex your left foot and ease the left knee down towards the ground. One side might be wobblier than the other. Tummy button to spine. Keep pushing the palms together. Lovely. Really nice. And then as you start to come up, you can release the left leg, then try sweeping the left leg behind you, reaching through your fingers, pushing out through your heel. As you bend the front knee, drop the back foot, take the backs of the hands to the small of the back. So you're in Virabhadrasana 1 on this side, hips are facing forwards. Back to the hands, just maybe smoothing along the back of the body. Ease the hips forwards, take the elbows back. And then you release, you can hop the foot forward and come back to your mountain pose. The hands can come to the hips. Oh, what's happened? Oh, you going? Oh, sorry, MJ, it's my timing. So swiveling your hips. And change direction. And then you can stop. So if we take the feet nice and wide, take the knees out to the side, coming into horse stance. So you're taking the knees out, the knees are above the ankles, your shoulders are above the hips. So try and keep your spine long, chest is open. And you can just rest the forearm on your leg and you can take the arm up and over. So without moving the lower body at all, pulling up in the pelvic floor, sweeping over to the other side. And again, up and over. And again, up and over. Two more. Up and over. Last time, up and over. So as you come up, you can turn the feet to facing parallel. Actually, no, keep them where they are. So keep the feet out at an angle. Bring the hands to the inside of the knees. So the fingers are comfortable, the knees out to the feet out to the side. So we'll take a little wide-legged cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're lifting the chest, sticking your bottom in the air. And as you exhale, keep the knees bent, keep the knees easing out to the side as you round your back. So as you inhale, uncurling, keeping that openness through your inner thighs, and as you exhale, you're rounding chin to chest. And again, inhale as you uncurl. And exhale as you round. So you're rounding, tucking your chin towards your chest. And then as you release, you can start to straighten the legs, turn the feet now to face parallel, take the hand to the back of the body, take the arm out to your side, bend the knees, and then circle the side. So you're bending and you're sweeping the arm around. And you come across, and you circle, and over, and around, and last time. You can take the hands to meet on the back of the body, perhaps just rubbing the back of the lower back a little. And then you can take the other arm out to the side, bend the knees, sweep the arm across, and around. So you come over, and around, over, and around, over. One more time. Again, the hands can just rest on the back of your body, make some little circling movements with the hands. And then release, you can heel toe the feet back together. Lifting up, lift your heels. And as you exhale, drop the heels, bend the elbows, bend the knees, flowing forwards. And just releasing here for a second, relax the arms and the shoulders. Put your hands onto your shins, lengthen along the spine, spread the toes, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And try not to lift the head too much, your neck is in line with your spine. And then you can bring the hands to the floor and step back into your plank. Tummy button to spine. So you could, if you wanted to, you could finish on a side plank, or you could finish here just by dropping your knees to the ground and resting in half plank. If you wanted to try side plank, the right hand comes under your face, you come onto the edge of your right foot, and your left foot is on top of your right, and then the arm is extended out. If this is too much for the wrist, you wanted to try it, you could come into forearm plank. And the other thing you could do is lift that left leg up in the air, which is really quite tricky. And then wherever you are, you can roll back. Then you need to do the other side if you did that side. So from plank, if the left hand is under your face, you're coming onto the edge of your left foot. The right foot is on top. You're taking the arm up towards the sky. And if you wanted, you could lift the right leg up. Tummy button to spine. Keep lifting up through your side waist. And then you can flip back to center. And you're more than welcome just to watch. Sit back on your heel, forehead to the mat, and come to your child's pose. And we'll just finish with a little twist. So just sweep the body over to the left side, draping the body over your left thigh. And then sweep the hands over to the right and drape the body over your right thigh. And then come back to center, coming up, crossing the ankles, hopping over your heels, and come to lie on your back. Shavasana, relaxation pose. So make yourself comfortable with whatever you need. Bolsters, eye pillows, blankets. Let the body rest. So Shavasana is a really important pose actually. It enables the energy that you've moved in the last 55 minutes or so just start to settle in the body. And the body rests. So close the eyes, take the arms to your side. If you would like, the backs of the hands can be on the floor, the feet can be wider than shoulder width apart. And just feel the body resting on the mat, the back of the body supported by the earth. As you bring awareness to your breath, just visualize breathing in through your left nostril and out through the right. In through the left and out through the right. In through the left and out through the right. As you let your breath settle. And the body rests. You can relax your feet, the soles of the feet and your toes and the tops of the feet, your ankles, your heels, the right foot, the left foot, both feet together. Relax your shins, the calf muscles, the fronts of the thighs, the backs of the thighs, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the right leg, the left leg, both legs together. And you feel the softening in your hips, your pelvis, as the back of the body rests. Feel the broadness across your back, your lower back and your middle back and your upper back. Feel the softness between your shoulder blades as you relax the back of the neck and the back of the head. The back of the body resting. And you relax along the front of the body, the fronts of the legs, the abdomen, the chest. Let your shoulders release away from your ears as you rest your arms, the elbows and the wrists, and the palms of the hands, the backs of the hands, and your fingers. Relax the left arm, the right arm, both arms together. And you relax your throat. Relax your tongue, the root of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the sides of the tongue. The whole tongue. Allow your lips to part. As you relax your cheeks, you feel the softening through your eyes, the eyeballs and the eyelids. The right eye, the left eye, both eyes together. You feel the smoothness across your forehead and the crown of the head as your whole body rests. Imagine any remaining tension washing down through your body and away through your feet into the ground as your body rests. I will leave yoga class rested and still, in touch with my breath, my heart open, thankful I'm alive. Breathing in, I'm a mountain, a rock, a tree, firmly grounded in my inner essence. Breathing out, I'm a flower, gentle, sweet, and tender. I wish no harm on any living thing. My gift to the world is a peaceful heart, and I give it now, in this moment, all that ever is and all that ever will be. As the body rests. And you notice how you feel. As you start to feel the energy circulating through your body as the breath begins to deepen. So notice the movement in your arms as you start to wriggle your fingers and your legs and you start to wriggle your toes. Maybe turning the head a little. Perhaps drawing your knees up towards your chest so that you can rock a little bit from side to side before coming to rest on your right side. Resting there. And then when you like, just bringing yourself up to a seated position. So you can take the hands to your heart. So we can finish with a little Sanskrit chant. It means, may all beings be peaceful and free. So you can join in or you can listen. We'll just do it 3 times. So it's Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So you're inhaling. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Have a very peaceful rest of the day, weekend, all of you. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste. I'm very sorry about my technical problems, but anyway.